Hey everybody, it's Chris from Steeda. Very exciting day today. Taylor, thank you so much for joining us, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So this is your 2018 Mustang road race car.
Correct.
And tell us a little bit about the car.
So, been racing on and off for about 10 years. Anything from open track days with street cars to realizing that I needed a dedicated race car. Had the idea of learn how to drive a slow car fast so you can drive a fast car fast. So I started with a Miata and did that for a couple of years with NASA back when it was TTE. Moved from Georgia, moved down to Florida, got out of racing, but the itch kind of came back. So I thought, you know what, we'll just get a Mustang. Honestly, I never thought Mustangs were road race cars until I kept getting beat by them, and it was making me insane. I don't know what it was. So doing that, figured I'd do a few street mods to it, and I just scratched the itch. And that lasted all of about 4 months. I would say after the second track event, went right into ripping pieces out, full-fledged, just whatever I could do to get that much faster.
Oh my gosh, and I mean, obviously, you took it to the next level. We got racing seats in there, we got a harness, and full roll bar in there. And let's talk about the suspension. So what all have, and parts in general, what all have you done to the car? I mean, aside from it already being a factory GT right off the bat.
Sure, so started with the Performance Pack GT.
Okay.
Did a first track day completely stock, wanted a baseline, and then immediately started with suspension. So that was the first thing I did other than fluids. So we're on stock pads, stock rotors, stock tires.
Wow.
And immediately switched out to you guys Pro Action shocks, dual rate race springs. Worked with a couple of different reps here. I found that working with you guys, I get more information and more knowledge, whether it's for your parts or any parts, just what can be done to make the car the fastest. Did the stop the hop kit first, spring shocks, sway bars, end links, camber plates, rear billet mounts, front K-member. I'm sure we can go on and on forever. It just seemed like it never stopped, you know? I think his name was, last name was Patel, the first guy I worked with. Jigger, yeah. And he sent me a list. He's like, this is where you need to start. And it kind of just went from there.
That's awesome. And when you brought it here last week, I mean, it came in on these Apex wheels, NTO ones, and I mean, you even had a long laundry list this time around to bring it to the next level. So tell us a little bit about what we've done for you this past week.
So yeah, absolutely. One of the biggest things that I found with the weight of the car is that 315s are necessary, and moving to these Hoosier R7s. So that was starting it. Jamie, one of the great techs that you guys have, realized that the camber plates were put on upside down, and I couldn't achieve the proper camber that was needed. So he adjusted that, pulled a whole another degree of camber out of the front end for it, realigned the rear end of it. But yeah, the wheels, tires, upgraded the brakes again. So we're now running DTC 70s up front and the 30s in the rear. We had the 60s and the Hawk 5.0s, I believe that was in the rear.
HPS 5.0, yeah.
Yeah, so upgraded the brakes, upgraded the tire, upgraded the grip level, the width of the tire, and then put a Magnaflow race Cat-Back exhaust on it.
Nice.
E85 tune, and car made great power, more power than we were expecting. Yeah. Almost missed class legal because it makes so much power. So I mean, I can't say enough about these cars. They're phenomenal, and everything you guys have done has been just top notch.
That's awesome. And I mean, in talking about the brakes alone, we had that same exact combo, the 70 up front and the 30 in the rear. We were testing a Mach 1 last year at the firm, and it's insane. It's insane.
The firm's hard on brakes too.
Oh, for sure. And it performed flawlessly. So I think you'll be really happy with that combo.
I'm so excited. I pulled in earlier and I saw it shaking it down. They were making sure everything was tweaked, and it it already looks like a different car with just still everything that I had on it. So I can only imagine what it's going to look like when we put these beautiful wheels on there.
For sure. So you already kind of touched on your history of racing and things like that. You started in a Miata.
Sure.
Did you have anything in between the Miata and the Mustang, or just jump right into the Mustang?
I didn't, not as far as a track car. I went straight from Miata to a Mustang. Had the Miata for approximately 3 years total, and got to where I thought I could get with the car, and just, like I said, I remember there's actually one instance of where this happened. We were turn 2 at Roebling, and thinking of Miata with how well the car handles, and I'm coming out, and there's a, was it a 4th gen Mustang on there? Might have been a 3rd gen. I don't know, but he was on my tail and coming through the corners, and then of course it straightens back out, and he blasts by me, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, why is a Mustang on my tail in a corner at Roebling? This makes no sense. And ever since then, I figured if I do another track car, it will be a Mustang.
And I mean, at the end of the day, these cars have come so far. I mean, you're talking about a 4th gen, S&P.
That was a live axle, yeah.
You factor in the IRS and all the capabilities that this car has out of the box, which you felt at the track. Oh, yeah. You start adding the right parts to them, get it dialed in, get used to the car, get your braking under control, and get the alignment dialed in. I mean, it's very impressive what these cars are able to do.
Yeah, bang for the buck. It doesn't get any better in these cars.
And a V8 doesn't hurt either, right?
Not at all.
So, obviously, you're about to take this car home. When's your next race?
June.
June,
I will be at Sebring, and we are looking for sub 30, so 29.9 or bust, and we're opening her up.
Awesome.
It's going to be fun.
I mean, between the Apexes and the R7s and all the other suspension and brake changes, it has a fighting chance for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
And in terms of future plans, I know it's tough to say right now, but in parts, what do you plan to do with the car next?
So, it's funny you asked that. I think about when I bought the car, right? And this is going to be shock, springs, sway bars, maybe some tires, and just scratch the itch, right? Mm-hmm. Things go well in TT3. There's nowhere to go but up. There's no way I can just stay where I'm at, right? So, yeah, we're looking at full aero, long tubes, see if we can get 500 out of the motor, which
it's easy with these Gen 3s.
Yeah, we know will definitely be possible, but TT2, and then potentially going strictly time attack and going into like a limited, or probably not unlimited series, but potentially going limited.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we look forward to seeing you excel at the racetrack, and hopefully make it back up here, and we can do some maintenance stuff on it and get you ready for the next race. But Taylor, thank you so much for coming out, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate you having me here. And at the end of the day, it's really awesome to see the passion you have for this car, for racing, and everything else we love to do here at Steeda as well.
Absolutely. No, I completely agree.
Definitely. Go ahead and comment below. Let us know your thoughts. If you want to see anything more on this beautiful Kona Blue Mustang out on the racetrack, let us know. Hit that like and subscribe button, the notification bell, and don't forget the most important thing.
Speed matters.